back to the channel. A couple of weeks ago I was checking the coolant oil levels as you're supposed to, and I noticed the top engine mount was leaking black fluid. I purchased this Lemforder hydro top engine mount from Autodoc for $89.35, and that's with discounts as well, which you can get on the website, you know, by checking in daily, and sometimes you'll reduce the price so they're not like say 20% off as well. So yeah, it's £89.35, which is a good price. I chose this Lemforder top engine mount over the other brands because I've heard from like online and different forums that this is supposed to be Ford quality, but without the Ford branding, your logos all over the engine mount. So rather than buying a one that's not might last about a few months and you have to do it all over again, change it, if this is Ford quality, it should last a good fair few years before you even have to think about doing it again. Also in this video I'll be trying to get to the bottom of a slow coolant leak. I think it's the overflow coolant tank, because I've looked at it, and there's certain cracks on the side of it, because it's obviously been on since the car was manufactured in 2014. So I'm thinking, as it had its day, and is it time to change it? So I have bought one from eBay. I think it's £18.90, I think, but I'll leave the link in the video description in case you want to change yours, or you think yours needs changing. But I think it's that. I could be wrong. It's either that, or there's nothing like the heater matrix, because it's not flooded in the car. There's no puddles. I've checked the two pipes down here as well for coolant leaking, and there's none. It's either the overflow coolant tank, or it's going to be something like the thermostat or the gasket of the thermostat, because cause it's bolted to the side of the engine. It's made out of plastic. It gets red hot. It could be that's failed. I've already changed about 2 on this car, so I've actually got a coolant pressure system testing kit from eBay. What I'll do first, I'll change the coolant overflow tank. I'll swap the old one out for the brand new one. It's an easy job by the looks of it. It's held down by 2 clips. Should be a straightforward swap. That'll be like a 15-20 minute job, and then I'll move on to the top engine mount. Yeah, there is a slight coolant leak. I think it's coming from the overflow tank, because there's a crack here. It's looking a bit worse for wearing areas, so you could be losing coolant from these little cracks here, which is a common issue. Or it's either that or the thermostat housing, a gasket, because I've seen little bits of trickles of coolant underneath the thermostat, but I don't know if that's from previously when I changed the thermostat, because this is probably the 3rd one I've put on. So I don't know if it's from the previous thermostat or it's from this one. So it could be the gasket, which to change that you just take the thermostat off, buy a gasket from eBay for about £11 so many pence, and then just switch it over and put it back on. So before I fit the new top engine mount, there's the one that's failed, I'm going to change over this coolant overflow tank. I topped up with the coolant and it's dropped again from max to min, or near enough min, and that's like after 2 days. So I'm going to attempt to fit that. Here's the new one, got it from eBay, from the official Ford parts store, £18.79. So it's an official part. There's the part number. It's 1717053 if you want to get one. That's the official Ford parts store. So I'm going to attempt to do that. So in order to get the overflow tank off, there's a clip here, and there's one at the back down there. You can see it. You have to push them up. It's not too bad. There you go. There's one. This one might be a bit difficult.
So I had to put the phone down, but yeah, I managed to get both the clips undone. So you've got one here and one at the back of the overflow tank. This one's a lot more difficult, so you have to use both hands and just forcibly try and just lift it up, but it's off, so it's loose. Got a bit of coolant in there. So what I'm going to do now, just going to take these two top ones off. You're probably going to lose it from the bottom one here, really, because unless you angle it at a certain angle, so you don't lose it. So to take these two off. Yeah, I think I have to put the phone now, I can't do it with one hand. But yeah, take these two off, and then when you take the bottom one off, just try and angle this a bit upwards when you're doing it. Just try not to lose as much coolant as possible. I've got some new coolant anyway, so just try and not lose too much. You get some long nose pliers to undo this clip here. So I've got the old overflow coolant tank off. Yeah, so I've aimed up the pipe, so I've not lost hardly any coolant really. But there's the new one. There's a new one there. The old one looks a bit worse for now. Can't see any. There's a couple of like cracks in it here and there. Whether or not that's where it's losing coolant at the moment. It's a slow leak, you see, so yeah, it's these cracks. There's one there, some there. So yeah, I don't know if that's where it's losing coolant. That's a pretty bad one there. Yeah, but that compared to the new one. It's about the difference between day and night really, so yeah. Install this one, it's just the same process but in reverse. And install the bottom pipe first, and then just fill your coolant up to the proper level, which is in between max and min. I've clipped that one in place, but not one at the back because the other one at the back is hard to get out. So that's how it's going to sit the new one. Looks much better now. But I've not clipped it down because I'm going to move on to doing the job of changing over the top engine mount. So I need to lift it back out and put the overflow tank to the side. But yeah, it's all done anyway. So if I wanted to clip it down to finish it, I'll just push down the back one there. Yeah, so just going to refill the coolant to the proper level. So that's one job done. This is done. Easy job. Cost me £18.79 from the official Ford's parts store on eBay. Yeah, and it's probably took me about what, 20 minutes, 15 if that. So after installing the new overflow tank, after driving it a tiny bit, you can look there, the levels dropped a bit from max to halfway, more close to minimum. So I still think there's a coolant leak. I did look under the car, and where the lower engine mount is coolant, which is, if you look at it, it's like this kind of area at the bottom of the engine. So I'm leaning more towards the thermostat, or the gasket of the thermostat. Just having a look round, if you can see anything. I bought this car coolant pressure kit from eBay. It's probably like 42 quid. Comes with the 28 pieces. Yeah, I'll leave the link in the video description if you want a fancy picture in yours, because I think every time you get it tested at a garage, they're going to charge about 50 quid or an hour's labour just to try and find the leak. So you've got to try and find the right head for the top of the expansion tank from one of these, and it also tells you what pressure to go to test it at. So it's 21 psi. So when you pump it up, you've got to go to 21 psi, and then obviously if it starts to drop, you've got a leak somewhere in your coolant system. So in the kit it comes with a book as well, so it tells you which one of these heads goes on your overflow tank, which is quite good. So looking there, Ford Focus 2004 to 2016, number 21, which is there. So I'm trying to put it on now. There we go, that sort of fits. And once that's on, it's supposed to connect the pump. Yeah, so number 21's on the overflow tank, so we have to pump it up to, where's the cap again?
21.
Yeah, 21 psi. You have to watch for any leaks. I'm going to focus on the thermostat, I think. You alright there? So we've got the it was at 21, wasn't it? That's gone down a bit, hasn't it?
Do you see any water?
No, not yet. Yeah, so the pressure's dropped from 21 to, it's now at 18 and a half. We're just looking under the thermostat. It's quite hard to film, but I've seen coolant going down the bell housing. Yeah, just underneath where the thermostat is. So it's definitely something to do with the thermostat, because it's the same places where there's coolant gathering at the bottom of the engine where the lower engine mount is. So it's either the gasket's gone on the thermostat.
It's 18 now. Look.
I'm trying to see if I can show you. It's hard to show you under the thermostat, but yeah, it's the thermostat by the looks of it. So it's either the gasket or a new
And
thermostat.
there's no pinhole in the thermostat, is it? Like
No,
in the pump?
No. So it's a slow leak, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it must be leaking from the gasket, trickling down the bell housing, and that's why it's going down slowly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we found where the leak is. I did think it was the expansion tanks. It had quite a few cracks in it, but like I said, there's a new one on, and the level's still going down. So yeah, there's the pressure. It was 21. What would you say about 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
It's gone down. So yeah, I think we found where it is. It's a thermostat problem again. Yeah, but this kit is well worth it, because if you go to a garage, you're going to cost you an hour's labour, probably 50 to 60 quid to test your system to find out where the leak is. We've just found out where it is. So I think a new gasket on eBay, Ford. You all right? Yeah, Ford is about £11. So many pence, maybe £11.80, and a new thermostat from places like GSF.
It's been coming down well.
Yeah, like places like GSF, it's like £50 for a new thermostat. So yeah, we'll have to decide whether to go for a new thermostat straight away or
A proper one.
yeah. So yeah, we found where the coolant leak is. So we're going to get on with the top engine mount for now. What we'll do, take the expansion tank off again. There we go. Just have to put this to one side. If you can, that is. Okay, you have to move out of the way as you're doing it, I think. So there's the top engine mount that's failed. I'll show you. Put your hand in there. That black gunge. Looks like we'll also have to take off this boost pipe that comes from the throttle body, which is here, and it goes into the top of the intercooler down here. So we'll have to take this off. So I'm just removing the this boost pipe that leads from the throttle body to the top of the intercooler. Just loosen the Jubilee clips. You need to remove it in order to get to some bolts access there. So I've removed the forged inlet hose. Just looking in it, it's the bolt there. there's a little small bolt, and then 3 bolts underneath. So you're gonna have to remove this, and then there's 3 big bolts and 2 bolts either side, and then it should come out. So I'll go find the correct sizes. I'll get on with taking these out. I'll let you know what size bolts they are in case you wanna, or you have to change your top engine mount. So the Jubilee clip size on the inlet hose is 7mm. The bolt here is 8, and obviously this one again is another Jubilee clip. That's 7. That's 7mm. So you have to take this little green clip out as well from the side of this pipe. Just be careful, because as you take it out, it can shoot out down the bottom of your engine. It's a bit of a pain to get that. So push this little tab in here if you get your fingers in, and just lift up. Just move it out of the way. This should just pull forward. Give it a tight squeeze. There we go. That's off. So you need to remove that as well in order to get to these 3 bolts. That's where the throttle body is, down there. You can see it's fairly clean. So yeah, you've got these 3 bolts here, which hold it to the engine, and these 2 big bolts here. So I'll have to see what sizes they are now. Firstly, I'll need to support the engine from the bottom using the jack. I'm not going to use the sump, because it could, if you put the jack up to the sump, it could damage the sump. So I'm going to have to try and find a point somewhere underneath the car to just, not to jack it up fully, but just to hold the engine in the position where it is now. And then also use a small block of wood as well to spread the weight on top of the jack. So you'll need a double extension ratchet, because this kit runs out at 14mm. So this is 15. So these 2 bolts either side, that one there and that one there, they're 15mm, and these ones, they're going to be a 20. Yeah, so yeah, 20. So before you start the job, make sure you've got a double extension and probably a bigger ratchet. Yeah, so I've undone these 2. I'm going to undo these and then slowly try and get it off. I stand corrected on these bolts. I did say that to get these 3 bolts off, it was a 20mm. I was wrong on that one. It's measuring it is either an 18 or 19. So I've been to Alfred's down the road, just in case it's one or the other, and I think it's an 18. So I've got the deep socket as well, because you've got these threads here. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get these off, and then just undo the other 2 there on either side, and it should just come up. There's one.
That's one.
Now for the rest. One. So put your back into it. There we go.
These have been put on with an air spanner, mate. Yeah.
Well, they probably have in the factory, haven't they, really? Yeah. What did you say about these nylon screws?
They're anti-vibration loosening, so it prevents it undoing due to vibration.
Yeah, vibration in the engine, yeah. So you've got nylon inside these
Inserts.
in the inserts there. So
Nylon inserts.
So I found the best jack point to support the engine is there. So here in front of the car, with a block of wood, just there. So it supports it in the central. Otherwise, when you take the bolts out, there's still going to be tension on the top engine mount. But now support it there, it's loose. so it'll come out. There we are. Yeah, so that's the best point to use under the engine, just right there. Yeah, over there. Yeah, just right there. You know, to the left of the start of the number plate. So there's the old one. There's the old one. All the it's failed out, all the black liquid. There's a new one. So there's a new top engine mount in place. Before you start screwing down, make sure the bolts are lined up properly as you're putting them all in. But yeah, just to tighten up, it's just the same process but in reverse now. So I'll be putting these bolts back in, and all the rest of it, like the boost hose here, it runs from there to the top of the cooler. So yeah, I'll be doing that now. When you've got all the bolts hand tight and they're all lined up to the holes, then you can slowly tighten each bolt up to the torque setting. Yeah, I've done mine. It's all tightened up. There's the new one, the old one there. So all I've got to do now is put all the parts back together, and then I should feel a difference in the ride. It shouldn't be as vibrating as much when you're setting off. Getting vibrations through the cabin more than usual. So yeah, it should be a much better ride now. So I'll clip this coolant expansion tank in, the overflow tank, and then put it all back together. Just put this part back on. I've not done the Jubilee clip up yet, but so you've got to turn it around in the right direction. Yeah, so put that back on, clip this back on. Now slide the boost hose back on. Just tighten all the Jubilee clips up, which is a 7mm. And then you should have done the job. So yeah, I've done the new coolant overflow tank. Unfortunately, it's not this that's got the leak, it's the thermostat. And then a brand new Lemforder top engine mount installed. All I'd say, the hardest part is just make sure you've got the engine supported by the jack and a block of wood when you do this, and then make sure you've got the right tools, especially an 18mm socket for the bolts underneath here, and the 15 down there, and the extension pieces here. Your ratchet. As long as you've got them and the sockets, it's pretty much straightforward. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for notifications of new content. Also check out my channel membership and its perks, and I'll see you on the next video.